Welcome to Top 10 Archive. You know, we all have a list of places we're dying to go to, but have you considered that something on that list is completely unreachable? For this Top 10 installment, we're scoping the world out and pulling 10 amazing places that we're sure you'd love to visit, but are probably unable to. Number 10. Lascaux Caves. This one is truly a shame, considering the amount of valuable history that it's home to. The Lascaux Caves in southwestern France were once inhabited by an ancient civilization some 18,000 years ago that left behind paintings of animals, symbols, and human figures. What was once a public place was closed off to visitors when specialists realized the presence of near 1,200 visitors per day was responsible for a change in the environment and the existence of fungi and lichen. Though you don't have access to the caves themselves, the Lascaux 2 replica gives you a recreated glimpse of some of the finest art from Lascaux. Number 9. Bohemian Grove. This California campground boasts a yearly meeting of some of the world's most powerful men for reasons that only the inner circle knows. These elites claim to be simply escaping common men to enjoy 2 weeks of uninterrupted time with themselves and nature. But conspiracy theorists believe there's more to the club than such innocence. For instance, a meeting of the minds behind the Manhattan Project in September 1942 subsequently led to the creation of the atom bomb. Infiltrators of the extremely exclusive club with a 30-year-long wait list claim to have witnessed bizarre rituals, such as the burning of a coffin effigy in front of a 40-foot owl. Number 8. White's Gentlemen Club. An unfortunate name to have during an age of such racial sensitivity, but White's Gentlemen Club is not exclusive to race. It is, however, extremely exclusive, a trait that it has carried through its multi-century existence. Founded in 1693, the club has hosted such royalty as Sir Charles Hanbury Williams, Lord Claude Hamilton, Archibald Grove, Randolph Churchill, Prince William, and the 8th Earl of Lucan, George Benham. It wasn't always about exclusivity and elite debauchery, as White's actually started off as a hot chocolate emporium created by an Italian immigrant, Francesco Bianco. Number 7. Google Data Center at the Dalles. Imagine a building so ripe with information and data that any comic book supervillain would likely target it. We imagine that's what the original Google Data Center in the Dalles, Oregon is like, but we'll never actually know. The $600 million center, which once went by the codename Project O2, has been open since 2006, and the level of secrecy behind it has not changed. Much like the perimeter of places like Area 51, Google's center of data is patrolled by guards and is under constant video surveillance. Tech wizards and information connoisseurs would surely pay money to see the golden hue of Google's endless hallways of data, but they'll just have to stick with what Google.com gives them. Number 6. Fort Knox. We'd love to make the obvious comparison as to how impossible it is to get into this bullion depository, but, saying Fort Knox is as difficult to get into as, well, Fort Knox makes us sound a little slow. So we'll just say this: it's never going to happen. Not only is it closed to the public, Fort Knox has a line of impenetrable defenses like 4-foot-thick granite walls, a 22-ton blast-proof front door, a multi-focus surveillance system, and fire and bulletproof glass. Oh, and guards with guns, Thompson machine guns to be exact, and a very strong military presence within sight. According to Wikipedia.org, Fort Knox currently holds 4.62% of all gold ever refined, or enough to make a solid cube that is 20.3 feet or 6.19 meters on each side. But let's be real, it's probably filled with a bunch of paper IOUs. Number 5. Club 33. What would you say if you heard that Disneyland in Anaheim, California is home to an exclusive club that costs $12,000 a year to be a member of and comes with a $27,000 initiation fee? Well, if you're like us, you'd probably slink onto the Pirates of the Caribbean ride and try to hide your jealousy in the dank caves. Arr. Club 33 is not only the most exclusive club in Disneyland with an 800-plus person waiting list, it's also the only restaurant in the child-friendly Mecca that serves alcohol. Why a theme park designed for kids needs an exclusive adults-only club is a tinge confusing. But you know there's some part of you that's oh so curious as to what that big-eared mouse is hiding behind closed doors. As of 2011, it is said that Club 33 has a 14-year waiting list just to register. Number 4. Poveglia, Italy. Even if public access to the island of Poveglia, Italy was granted, it would take brave souls to walk the grounds of Italy's most sinister island. The history of Poveglia is not a happy one, laden with death, misfortune, and a darkness that seems to have followed it throughout the centuries. A quarantine zone for those infected with a plague in the 18th century, and a grotesquely ominous mental hospital in the 1920s are Poveglia's two big claims to fame, and some say they've both left a morbid mark on the island. While thrill seekers seek access, the Italian government has limited access to the island, though it's worth noting that programs like Ghost Adventures and Scariest Places on Earth have featured the island. Number 3. Tomb of the Qin Shi Huang. Between 220 BC and 210 BC, Yin Zheng ruled as king of the state of Zhen and had a significant role in the unification of China in 221 BC, leaving behind a massive legacy. Despite what that may mean to your own personal history, it's a shame you'll never get to see the physical remnants of it. The tomb of Qin Shi Huang was found within a hill in central China, protected by an inviting moat of mercury, when farmers unearthed a statue of a soldier in 1974. It should be easily excavated, right? Wrong. Archaeologists are hesitant to do so in fear of losing any information or artifacts in the process. So, to put it lightly, they won't be selling tickets for admission anytime soon. Number 2. Chapel of the Ark of the Covenant. Axum, Ethiopia may not sound important, but you'd be sorely mistaken in thinking so. For the religious viewers, you may remember an exchange between two gents, God and Moses, on the Sinai Peninsula. It was here that God supposedly passed down his 10 Commandments to Moses, and it is within the Ark of the Covenant that it is thought those tablets currently reside. The Ark was said to have disappeared at one point, though theorists claim it's simply enshrined in a chapel in Axum. While visitors can see the ornate chapel's exterior, there are no public viewings of the Ark, leading some to wonder if that's what really resides within the chapel. Number 1. Vatican Secret Archives. Unless you somehow climb the ranks of the Vatican Order, we think it's very safe to say this is one of those highly improbable tourist spots. One may wonder what's hidden within the vaults of the Vatican that would need to be locked away, and the immediate answer is important historical documents. We're talking about documents from the point in time that shouldn't be easily forgotten, like the signed records from the trial of Galileo Galilei. It would be quite the amazing trek to stroll down the halls of countless events in history, and even more so incredible should you happen to come across some secret room of exorcism files. Do you know of any amazing places in the world you'll probably never visit? Have an idea for a future Top 10 video? Let us know in the comment section below. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, top10archive.net. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with all of your friends and family.